Scotland isn't one of them. In the way that most aspects of a 12-cage salmon farm can be summarised with reference to one of its cages, I'll summarise John Aitchison's email text on each slide. Please pause if you need time to read more. The Canadian federal government has set a goal that all salmon farming in British Columbia should take place in closed cages by 2025, and several farms have already been shut down with dramatic, widely predicted improvements for nature. Washington State, a major region of salmon production in the USA, banned net cage salmon farming in March 2018. Meanwhile, land-based salmon farms are being installed all over the US. In 2020, Denmark's Environment Minister announced that there would be no room for more fish farms in Danish waters than the 19 currently in the country, adding that the future of fish farming will be land-based. In January 2021, the Norwegian Minister of Fisheries said, "The goal of sustainable growth will be central. There must be solutions to the challenges of lice, escapes and high mortality. Among the instruments being considered is a new incentive scheme to lock more of the current fjord farming into closed facilities. If Norway, headquarters of the Scottish salmon farming industry, can do it, could Scotland? We shall see." Salmon farming is a relatively small industry in Sweden. Significantly, though, in March 2017, the Supreme Land and Environmental Court ruled to stop fish farming in open cages in open water in 3 places and reduce the amount of farm fish at a 4th site. 3 banned fish farms would be closed within 3 years. Then, in June 2021, Argentina's southernmost province, Tierra del Fuego, approved a bill that banned salmon farming in open net pens. In September 2021, the Tasmania state government announced that it would place an immediate 12-month halt on offshore salmon farm expansion with a 10-year plan for change, including land-based fish farming. I think I can detect a pattern emerging. Do you think the Scottish Government might also notice? Just in case not, I think we'd better mention it. And in Chile, business, that is, Norwegian business, as usual. Except, hang on a minute. The day after I published this video, on the 17th of November 2021, Martina Sasso of Foundation Rewilding Argentina sent news to the Coastal Communities Network of Scotland that a group of deputies in Chile presented a bill that modifies Law number 18,892, General Fisheries and Aquaculture, to prohibit the entry of new applications for salmon concessions within the protected areas and establish an exit term for the concessions that are currently in conservation areas. That certainly is progress. As well as pioneering land-based production, China has only recently introduced old-fashioned net-cage salmon farming at sea. Very much like Scotland, business as usual. Yes, business as usual, accompanied by public uncertainty. Several years ago, the Scottish Government pledged to double the size of the salmon farming industry by 2030. This policy has yet to change. Since making that pledge, the Scottish National Party has entered into an agreement with the Scottish Greens, and they have published a joint policy statement. If what they promise is true, salmon farming will not only have to cancel its doubling, but will also have to cease entirely farming in nets.
We will develop a strategy for sustainable aquaculture that places an enhanced emphasis on environmental protection.
Sustainable aquaculture and policies to protect wildlife and the environment are entirely incompatible with salmon farming as it's currently conducted in nets in Scotland's coastal sea.
We will take evidence-based measures to protect the inshore seabed areas and not just in already protected marine areas.
If they intend to protect the inshore seabed, the nets have to go. They must aspire to 0 nets. The timing? ASAP. The Scottish Government's 2018 parliamentary inquiry into the salmon aquaculture industry decisively concluded the status quo is not an option. The Scottish Government has promised reform of the salmon farming industry and protection of the marine environment. Action, please!